Manifest to succeed. That's the mantra for success. But only manifestation won't help us achieve what we want to achieve. Hard work is the key to success. So guys, here I am once again, your mentor for economics, CA Anu Agarwal. I'm going to help you get those wonderful marks. Please, when I'm teaching you, if at all there is something which you want me to emphasize more, do drop a comment so that I can really take care of it. So on that note, let's start with the second part of our supply chapter number 4. Variations in supply. Now guys, we've already done law of demand, तो ये बहुत जल्दी समझ में आएगा आपको. Law of demand करते वक्त भी there were two parts, wherein one was shift in the demand curve and one was expansion and contraction. Similarly, on the same lines, in case of supply, one is a shift in supply curve, which is increase or decrease in the supply. Increase and decrease in supply happens for a reason other than price. Price ke alawa, any other factor would be the reason for the shift in the supply curve. Expansion and contraction of supply will happen only and only because of price. Let's see what your text material has to say. So variations in supply, they talk about expansion of supply. Look at the graph. Your price was P. So what your quantity demanded was Q. Your price increased. Arrow banana mat bhulna exam mein. Your price increased. This is P1. Iski line dotted rakhna so that the examiner comes to know that this is the increase in the price. So price has increased from P to P1. Your quantity has increased from Q to Q1. Now this is expansion. This is expansion. But important thing is expansion happens only and only because of price. Similarly, contraction of supply. Look at it. Contraction of supply means that the quantity supplied reduces if the price reduces. Look at it. If your price was P, quantity demand supplied was Q. Price reduced. P1 हो गया या P2 आपके ग्राफ में दिया है, then the quantity supplied reduces from Q to Q2. Please ये arrows बनाने बहुत जरूरी हैं एग्जाम में. This is contraction. So expansion and contraction happens because of increase and decrease in price. If the price increases, supply of the product increases. If the price decreases, the supply of the product decreases. So increase in price, increase in supply, this is expansion. Decrease in price, decrease in supply, this is contraction. Only reason is price. When we talk about changes in supply ya shift in supply, shift in supply will be for a reason other than price. Look at the graph. Now here, they are just showing you this was the original supply curve. That is at M price, at price P, quantities supplied is Q. At this point, the quantity supplied is Q. This is your original graph. Yes, SS. Now let's say price hasn't changed. Can you see that? Price hasn't changed. The price is still P. But the supply instead of M has gone down to N. So the supply curve itself has shifted. Price same hai. Can you see that? But supply कम हो गया. क्या हो सकता है? What could be the reason? इतने सारे reasons हमने पढ़े थे. कोई भी reason हो सकता है. Let's say there's a change in technology. Now if there's a change in technology, what is happening? The cost of production is going lower. Cost of production is going lower, then you can actually manufacture more product, right? At the same price, so your supply will increase, right? Your supply is going to increase. यहाँ पर actually look at it, your supply has increased of the quantity. Q से Q1 हो गया है. कैसे हो गया? प्राइस नहीं चेंज हुआ है बट क्वांटिटी चेंज हो गई है, दिस इज इंक्रीज। सिमिलरली इसका उल्टा हो सकता था कि फॉर सम रीजन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो है ठीक नहीं है, यू अर्लियर हैड अ वेरी गुड ट्रांसपोर्टेशन फैसिलिटी, नाउ यू डोंट हैव अ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन फैसिलिटी, नाउ बिकॉज ऑफ दैट the suppliers are not ready to supply. The price is the same, but they're not ready to supply because they don't have a transport facility. Now the supply curve will shift. Can you look at it? Decrease in supply would be, look at this, price same है but पहले m units supply होती थी, अभी n units supply हो रही है, quantity q की जगह q2 हो गई. This is shift in the supply curve. Supply curve S से S2 करके supply curve ऊपर की तरफ चला गया. When it shifts, this is decrease. You are ready to supply lesser quantity at the same price, and when you are ready to supply higher quantity at the same price. In case of इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज, प्राइस सेम रहेगा, सप्लाई कर्व शिफ्ट होगा. अगर सप्लाई कर्व नीचे की तरफ शिफ्ट होता है तो इंक्रीज होता है, Q से Q1 हो गया. सप्लाई कम होती है, प्राइस सेम है, तो सप्लाई कर्व ऊपर की तरफ जाएगा. सो आई विल जस्ट रीराइट थिंग्स फॉर यू. एक्सपेंशन, contraction in the supply curve happens only and only because of price. Expansion, contraction only because of price. Price increase होगा, P से P1 जाएगा, तो quantity demanded Q से Q1 होएगी. एरो जरूर बनाना एग्जाम में. इज दैट वेरी साउंड एंड क्लियर? कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होगा तो अगर प्राइस P था, क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड आपकी Q थी, प्राइस गिर गया, P2 हो गया, तो आपकी क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड जो है Q2 हो गई. प्लीज एरो Q से Q2. इज दैट वेरी साउंड एंड क्लियर? Expansion, contraction only because of price. And when I say change in supply या increase या decrease in supply, increase and decrease can be for a reason other than price. Is that very clear? Increase या decrease in supply is always for a reason other than price. Am I very sound and clear? Guys, exam में 2 marks के लिए question आता है. They give you an original supply curve and then they give you this supply curve here, right? And they will ask you that this is what? This is increase or decrease. राइट. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 में ऐसा ग्राफ बना के दे देंगे. अभी देखो, याद करने की जरूरत नहीं. पहली बात तो आप समझ गए, चेंज या इंक्रीज एंड डिक्रीज हैज टू बी फॉर अ रीजन अदर देन प्राइस. अब आप खुद देखिए, लेट्स से हम यहां पर एक P है और क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड Q है, राइट. सो P प्राइस सेम है, अब इसको एक्सटेंड करो तो Q1 होता है. सेम प्राइस है, क्वांटिटी बढ़ गई, इसका मतलब अगर सप्लाई कर्व नीचे बना हुआ है, दैट इज ओरिजिनल सप्लाई कर्व से इफ द चेंज सप्लाई कर्व इज डाउन, इट हैज टू बी इंक्रीज. प्राइस इज कांस्टेंट, राइट, एंड डिक्रीज होगा तो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड यही सप्लाई कर्व आपका ऊपर की तरफ होगा, बिकॉज एट द सेम प्राइस यू आर रेडी टू सप्लाई लोअर क्वांटिटी ऑफ गुड्स. So guys, all of us understand expansion, contraction, increase and decrease. Very important question from exam point of view. And last but not the least, when we are talking about supply, we should talk about cost. Cost of production, we talk about material, labor, capital. These are all which go into, or they are the factors of production. If there is going to be a change in the cost, then as हमने पढ़ा कि the supplier may be ready to supply more of goods even if the price remains the same, because logical सी बात है, प्रॉफिट बढ़ जाएगा ना अगर कॉस्ट कम हो जाएगा. ये बात मैं आपको लास्ट क्लास में बता चुकी हूँ. So concept of cost, right? I will not dig deep into it. I will just tell you from examination point of view, but these concepts are very important when we teach cost accountancy as a subject at higher levels. आप CA करेंगे, ACCA करेंगे, CMA करेंगे, कोई भी professional course करेंगे, lot of emphasis will be given to make you understand this. HSC board के लिए let us stick to this. I will like to use the whiteboard for 2 minutes. Cost, total cost of a product consists of two costs. One is the variable cost and the other is the fixed cost. दो cost के total से आपका total cost बनता है. Fixed cost का मतलब क्या होता है? It does not change with the level of units which you are producing. एक simple सा example. Let's say rent. Abhi, I am a teacher. I've taken up a place on rent. I do not know 1 student will join me or 2 students will join me or 10 students will join me. I can't tell the landlord ki I will pay you as and when student comes. No, I have to take this place on rent. So this is a fixed cost. Yes. So, lekin ye cost to hai na for me to run this class, right? So fixed cost is a cost which does not change with the level of production or level of units you are going to manufacture, produce and sell. Variable cost on the other hand is dependent on the units you are going to produce and sell. जैसे कि 1 student comes in, मुझे एक student को note copy, उसको bag, उसको pen देना है. So the cost per student is let's say 500 rupees. So if 1 student comes in, I incur 500. 2 student comes in, I spend 500 into 2,000. 3 students come, I spend 500 into 3. So variable cost is dependent on the units which you produce. So this is variable because it changes with the production. Total cost is equivalent to fixed cost plus variable cost. So this is what they write. Total cost is TFC, which is fixed cost, total fixed cost and total variable cost. Total fixed costs are those expenses which are incurred on fixed factors like land, and they do not change. They do not change with production. Variable costs are costs which are dependent on the units which you produce, like labor, raw material, right? Total cost, if you divide it by the number of units, right, that gives you your average cost. So for example, 40 units of commodity, 800 is the total cost, then the cost, the average cost per unit is 800 divided by 40. So आपके याद करने के लिए total cost is equal to total fixed cost plus total variable cost, and average cost is equal to total cost divided by quantity. Coming up to marginal cost, guys, marginal cost is the cost which you incur for producing the additional unit, last unit, right? So if the total cost of n units is, let's say, 800, and the total cost of producing, n plus 1 unit, n units थी आपकी, let me put it like this, n units है आपकी 10, ठीक है? अब ये units आपने actually produce करी है और सप्लाई करना चाहते हो. आपको जानना है, आप पहले जो प्रोड्यूस कर रहे थे n-1 कितनी थी? 9 यूनिट्स प्रोड्यूस कर रहे थे. तो अगर टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोड्यूसिंग 10 यूनिट्स इज लेट्स से 100, और मैं आपको बता दूं टोटल कॉस्ट जब आप 9 यूनिट्स प्रोड्यूस कर रहे थे वाज 90. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो व्हाट विल बी द मार्जिनल कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोड्यूसिंग दैट 10th यूनिट? मेरी बात समझे आप? मार्जिनल कॉस्ट मतलब कॉस्ट ऑफ दैट लास्ट यूनिट. तो टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ 9 यूनिट्स अगर 90 है एंड टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ 10 यूनिट्स अगर 100 है, देन द marginal cost of producing that 10th unit will be what? 100 minus 90, which is 10. That's exactly what they have written for us. Marginal cost is a total cost of n units minus total cost of n minus 1 unit. हमारे example में n minus 1 was 9 and n was 10. So total cost of 10 units is 100. Total cost of n minus 1, that is 9 units, is 90. So the marginal cost is of the 10th unit is 100 minus 90. Examination purposes के लिए guys, ये आपको शॉर्ट नोट्स में आता है. डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन टोटल कॉस्ट एंड मार्जिनल कॉस्ट. सो यू राइट डाउन टोटल कॉस्ट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ ऑल द यूनिट्स प्रोड्यूस्ड. एग्जाम में फॉर्मूला लिखना, टीसी इज इक्वल टू टीएफसी प्लस टीबीसी. मार्जिनल कॉस्ट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ एडिशनल यूनिट यू हैव प्रोड्यूस्ड. फॉर्मूला लिखना, टीसी एन माइनस टीसी एन माइनस 1 इज इक्वल टू मार्जिनल कॉस्ट. टाइम हो तो एक एग्जाम्पल से भी एक्सप्लेन कर देना. Coming up to revenue. Revenue means the total sales value which you have received by selling all the units which you have sold. So P is the price and Q is the quantity. So if you are manufacturing or selling 15 units and the price of one unit is 200, then your total revenue will be what? 15 into 200. This is your total revenue. Last exam, if I'm not wrong, they have asked you difference between total revenue and marginal revenue. So total revenue is the total revenue from all the units which you have sold, and marginal revenue would be the revenue which you have got from the last unit which you sold. Same logic. So total revenue, if I say from selling 15 units, you are getting a revenue of 3,000. And if I tell you that the total revenue from 14 units which you are selling is 2,800, then the marginal revenue from that 15th unit will be what? 3,000 minus 2,800. Same चीज यहाँ पे समझाइए. Total revenue from n units minus total revenue from n minus 1 unit. So marginal revenue clear? फिर guys, economic, give one economic word. They tell you that total revenue divided by quantity. What does it mean? That's average revenue. Total revenue को अगर आपने quantity से divide कर दिया तो क्या मिलेगा? Average revenue, yeah, this is nothing but the price. Yes or no? Total quantity multiplied by price is your total revenue ना. तो अगर total revenue divided by quantity, total quantity होगा तो क्या मिलेगा? Price मिलेगा. उसी को हम average revenue बोलते हैं. So with this guys, we come to an end of chapter number 4, which is talking about supply. We understood stock and supply ka difference. We understood various factors affecting supply. We understood law of supply, exceptions to supply, variations in supply, expansion, contraction, increase and decrease. We understood the concept of cost, total cost, average cost, marginal cost, concept of revenue, total revenue, average revenue, and marginal revenue. Guys, if you have really benefited with whatever we are teaching you, I would really be happy if you do not just keep this happiness to yourself. Please share it with your friends and do comment and tell us if there is anything which you want us to teach you. Anyways, wait for my last lecture wherein I'll be discussing the paper of economics, what is to be solved and how it is to be solved, and how do you gain those good marks. So till then, enjoy your day and do like and share my video with all your friends.